Hello. Today, sorry, we are going to read my ninth grade informational biography paper on Ronald Travis Golden, my papa. That's what I call my grandpa. Ronald Travis Golden was born August 7th, 1944 in Globe, Arizona. He was named after his uncle, R.T. Wade. His mother's name was Nancy Carolyn Golden, and she was from Lufkin, Texas. She worked in multiple factories, including dairy and clothing factories. He described her as the most beautiful and wonderful woman I've ever known. Hard-working, resourceful, loved me so much. She died when he was 6 years old. He said, I never thought I would stop crying. His grandparents on his mother's side's name were Billy and Mattie Wade. They were also from Lufkin, Texas, and they were farmers. His father's name was Andrew Jack Golden, and he was from Dallas, Texas. What he did for work for most of his life was an electrician, but he also ran a restaurant. Travis described his father as hardworking and strict, but had a sense of humor. One of his cousins, William Golden, wrote a hymn that was published in a hymnal. He has 4 siblings. Travis does, not his dad. One here and the other 3 on the other side of the sun. The one that's alive is named Mary Helen Beauchart. His other 3 are named Don Golden, Jackie Golden, Rose, and Sue Golden J. For the beginning of his childhood, he grew up in Dallas, Texas, but for his later years, he grew up in Oklahoma, Wilburton, and Kingston, Oklahoma. He grew up in poor neighborhoods and farmsteads surrounded by woodlands. In Wilburton, OK, he lived in a rock house that was very cold in the winter, with no indoor plumbing. And he said that they would set out a water pail, and it would freeze at night in the cold weather. He had a painted horse named A-Patch that he would ride all over the countryside, sometimes all day in the summer. He also had a pet raccoon. He attended elementary, middle, and high school, and he graduated from a high school in Riley, Texas. A suburb of Dallas, Texas. His favorite school subject was history because he liked hearing people's stories. He described himself as a child as very energetic, sometimes mysterious. I had a big imagination and always wanted to play. As I got older, I played basketball, and I did Golden Gloves boxing. His words, not mine. Both of his parents had very important values to teach Travis, like being respectful and honest, and hardworking to achieve your goals. When he was 12 years old, his father started a restaurant, and he helped his dad with it. He actually had to stand on a wooden soda box just to flip the hamburgers on the grill. Today, the restaurant is still standing, and is actually a really great place. People come from all over the country to enjoy the food there. He spent most of his free time fishing and swimming in the lake near his house. He also said that he loved hunting squirrels. I asked him what role religion played in his life, and he said, all throughout my childhood, I was influenced by people who knew the Lord, but I didn't surrender my life to him fully until I was 27 years old, after I came back from the Vietnam War. There were many times from life that I would pray to God and ask him to come help me, but I didn't have a faith-filled relationship until I was 27. When he came back from the Vietnam War at the age of 25, his brother-in-law, Carl Rose, was working for Dover Elevator, installing elevators and in high-rise buildings in Dallas. He got a job with him, and he said it was something installing an elevator in steel beams 20 stories up in the air. That's where he learned how to work on elevator electronics. and he was hired with the Ozarks elevator. He was a really good technician for many years before he went into construction. General construction was his career for most of his life. He was a construction manager. He oversaw all kinds of construction projects, commercial, residential, and marine. In one point in his life, he owned and operated a fixture repair company that repaired display fixtures in major retail stores like J.C. Penney. Towards the end of his construction career, he enjoyed partnering with his sons in building boat docks and vacation homes. He said that the best career advice would be asking God to help you, being courageous about opportunities he sets before you, and being honest and having integrity in your business dealings. He met his wife, Carol Golden, at around 30 years old, through her boss, Homer Owen, who was his friend. He got to know her well through an attendance of a Friday night prayer meeting that he hosted in his home. His first impression of her, as he described, I thought she was very talented. After being around her, I liked her very much. Then I fell head over heels in love with her. After about a year and a half of dating, they got married. He described his wedding as a busy day of ceremony and reception. I was glad for that to be over, and on the trip with my bride to the hill country in Texas. He has 5 children. Andrew Turner Golden, 10/24/1980. John David Golden, 8/24/1982. Susanna Christine Golden, 5/4/5/1984. James Daniel Golden, 9/1/1985, and Mary Catherine Golden, 6/16/1987. He said that having children made his life a ton more fun, and that he's had lots of amazing adventures with his children. He considers his greatest accomplishment loving God and my family, surrendering my heart and life to Jesus and serving Him, being a good husband and dad, and getting to be a papa. The end. Hope you enjoyed it.